Hey, and welcome to another episode of 2G1C. I'm one of your hosts, JB, here with Chuckles McNasty, being all nasty in this bitch.
Hi
Yeah,
JB. Hi JB. BJ.
what?
JB.
Yeah, before the show, Chuck was going into very deep conversation about his collection of anal beads.
I actually didn't say a word about it. You were talking about it. I just thought that you were talking.
So how's it going, buddy? How you doing?
Oh man, not bad actually. It's been
No?
I've been yeah. It's not been too crazy actually. Today, no, it's actually been all right.
Well, that's
Uh,
good. That's good. I'm happy for you.
there was something. Oh yeah. So real quick, are you a fan of wrestling at all?
Um, a tad bit, I guess.
Do you know who Danhausen is?
No.
Okay, you know look who Danhausen is. He's a weird character on there, but he's supposed to be like a demon or something like that. Like I just pretty much really got into him like the last couple of days. But one of his shirts that he has is merchandise, which my buddy Steven has. He's a big fan of him. That's what he was for Halloween. It's Tales from Danhausen, and it's like a whole Tales from the Crypt looking thing.
Oh, really? That's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
I'll have to find it and send it to you. It's pretty cool.
That
He's
sounds
a
real
goofy
cool.
wrestler. Yeah.
Huh. That's interesting. I'm excited to see that. That's for sure. Um, well, dude, talking about the Tales from the Crypt inspired stuff, we did something that is kind of Tales from the Crypt inspired, didn't we?
We did. We did.
We did. And guess what, guys? The link's going at the bottom of the fucking screen. Check out our Kickstarter. Do it. Donate $1. I don't give a fuck what you got down there, what you want to donate. It all helps us along the way. And it is so fucking appreciated. Right now we've what, like 360 something percent funded. So it is getting made no matter what. But right now we're trying to get more backers than our buddy Josh. And Josh, he's a established comic book writer. So wouldn't it be cool if some first timers did better than him? So help us, guys. Let's do better than Josh. Because that makes
It's
me sound like an asshole.
I think it's so funny. I think it's so funny that there's this running thing with like Tales of Shock and Terror and Turkey Shark, like,
Yeah.
and it's with the guy that's putting out the. It's pretty funny actually. It's pretty
Right.
cool.
Yeah. It's very, very fun rivalry.
Yeah, all fun and
Yeah.
games.
Oh,
We
yeah.
love Josh,
Oh,
obviously.
yeah. Yeah, for real. Yeah. And, if you want to check out his comic book, Turkey Sharks 1 and 2, which is available on Kickstarter as well, please do so after you donate to Tales of Shock and Terror. Um, anyways,
Exactly.
what's up, Sean? Hope you're doing well,
Hey,
man.
Sean.
And may I also go ahead and say that this Sunday, 5 p.m. Eastern Time, we are going to be doing another horror trivia contest. It will be fun. There is one spot available. If anybody does want to join, feel free to message me.
I might actually have somebody, but I'll talk to you about it after the show.
Oh, okay. All right. All right.
Yeah.
We'll definitely have to go ahead and check that out for sure. But I'm excited for everything, man. I think we've done a really good job so far. I
Yeah,
mean,
dude.
considering everything that we've done, I think we've been kicking ass for the most part, dude.
Yeah, dude. Uh, like I've said 1,000 times before, this completely exceeded expectations to the point where
Yeah. Yeah,
like I
it
was
did.
like it's like okay, cool, we'll do this comic, whatever, and then like as it's gone on and gone on, and more people are intrigued with it, and in all honesty, I mean, yeah, we've all posted, we've all played our part, every one of us and stuff, but
Right.
I gotta say. JB, you've been kicking a lot of ass, and you've been doing it, man, hardcore.
Thank you.
Much praise to you though. Seriously, man,
I appreciate it.
you've been kicking the dick in the dirt with this shit, and you've been doing great on it.
I am trying to smash that dick so far in the dirt. It's never going to get hard again.
Yeah, which reminds me, I also saw the new Jackass movie, and that's actually a thing in that. But yeah,
Yeah, it is. Talking about smashing a dick so hard, let's go ahead and introduce our guest for the night,
movie
Mr.
hurt.
Chente.
Fuck.
How's it going, buddy?
Hey, what's going on, man?
How you doing?
I just got done smashing my dick in the dirt, and I tell you what, I'm fucking sore. Sore penis.
If anybody was going to appreciate that joke, I am happy to see it. I will say.
Exactly.
And may we go ahead and I'm gonna go and speak to Chuck on this one. I love the shirt. It's pretty sexy.
I was gonna compliment on it.
It is. It's nice. It's definitely nice.
You got a couple of good shirts,
Oh
Shane.
yeah.
I've got a few that some I've bought from other podcasters and bands out there, and I try to display them every time when we get on the show, but usually it's hidden by the fucking laptop. But now I'm using the old HD webcam, so
Hey, but you know what though? Every episode though, I see the Bastard Son sticker on your laptop, so it's okay.
Yep, that's
Right.
there. It's there.
Well, just so you know, just like the comic book being done in 7 days, so check out that Kickstarter link. The T-shirt shop for all of the comic book merch is also going to be closing at the same time. So if anybody wants any T-shirts of Tales of Shock and Terror,
Damn,
the
I do.
sweatpants, or anything, you got 7 days, and then it is gone.
Fuck.
Yeah,
I spend more money.
Well, well, yeah, it's up to you. We can't make
I
anybody
know.
do anything, but you know, we do appreciate what
It's-
people do.
Yes,
Very,
bags
very
of money.
tempting. It's very tempting. I'm gonna have to do it.
Oh, well, I appreciate that. If you do, may I suggest getting the wraparound shirt with the wraparound jogging sweatpants so that
The
you
reach
can
around.
match
The reach around.
Yes,
The reach around.
it comes with a complimentary reach around from Chuckles McNasty.
It's a replica of my hand, and it's just right there.
It is. It is. In fact, he'll even do that for your sketch card. So, anyways,
Get in front of my dick. Punk.
yeah. David says 7 days sounds like the plot of The Ring. It kind of does, doesn't it? So, just like The
But
Ring,
better and
you
more.
might die if you don't donate to the comic book and get yourself a copy. So, be careful. Be careful.
Yeah.
Get your copy now before you die.
Good thing we're not a shitty American remake.
Yeah. I love you, man.
I love you, buddy.
Oh God. Anyways, Shanty, it's weird the way this episode worked out, man. Because we were sitting there talking, me and Chuck, and we're like, okay, we want to do this movie, and then out of nowhere, you messaged me, and you were like, hey, if you guys ever plan on doing this movie, you know, Studio 666,
Let me know.
let me know. And it's like, oh, well, guess
Oh,
what?
I didn't know that. That's how it went down. I didn't know that.
Yeah, we already had it planned. And Shanty was
See?
like, if you're gonna do
See?
this movie.
Well,
one of
I was
us.
probably
He's one of
5
us.
minutes 5 minutes into the movie, and I'm like, yeah, I have to be on this show if they
It's
talk
so
about this
good.
movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh,
I love
you're
it.
lucky because the other option is still a movie I want to talk about. I'm not going to do it this episode, but eventually I'm going to get around to doing it because I just thought it was an amazing movie, and I'm going to plug it real quick.
Yeah.
If you haven't not seen The Cursed,
I still need to watch it.
fucking watch that fucking movie if you're a horror fan.
JB,
is.
plug in your internet.
Me?
You were buffering.
Uh-oh. I think it's you.
No, because Chuck was still there and I was still there. It was just your screen. There it goes again.
Am I going out on your screen, Chuck?
No, everybody's fine on my screen.
Fuck, maybe it is me.
It's okay.
It's not you, it's me.
But anyways, we are going to be talking about Studio 666. So anyways, thank you so much, Shanty, for joining us on this awesome episode.
Oh, dude, yes. You're more than
God.
welcome.
So anyways, guys, so those who do not know, this movie was written by and a story based upon by David Grohl. And screenplay is done with Jeff Bowler, Rebecca Hughes as well. And this was directed by BJ McDonnell, which I think he's probably most well known for doing like he did the Jack Reacher stuff, Shazam. He did some work on. He was the Slayer, the Relentless trilogy. He's the guy who directed that. Like the dude's he's done a little bit of stuff, nothing horrible or anything. I mean, a steady fucking line of work, that's for sure. It kind of shows with this movie too. Now, without we don't want to go into any spoilers because this is a pretty new movie.
Yeah,
this
really
is
fucking
starring basically the Foo Fighters as the Foo Fighters. I'm not going to go through all of them because I mean everybody knows who the fuck the Foo Fighters are. Let's be honest.
Dave Grohl, Pat Smear, and Taylor Hawkins are the three that make this movie. Well, and there's also Romeo, whatever his fucking name is. Yeah, like those are my favorites in this movie, especially Pat Smear. Cracks my fucking shit up.
There's some funny cameos in here too. I don't know if you even realized.
Yeah.
Like
Lionel Richie.
Well, yeah, there's Lionel Richie, but we got Jeff Garlin in this, who is fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Whitney Cummings is in this. Yeah, another very, very funny woman. The restaurant delivery guy. Did you guys realize who that was?
Yeah, that was MacGruber, or whatever his fucking name is.
Will Forte.
Yeah.
And not only,
shit.
Yeah.
Carrie King from Slayer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
there's a big one in there.
Krug.
There's a big one that you're missing.
John Carpenter.
John Carpenter's in this too.
Yep.
I mean, what the fuck? They fucking did a great job with this. And by the way, Sean says it's fine on my end talking about the internet.
It's probably
Ron
me.
says
It's not you.
Hatchet
It's
3.
me.
I'm not sure what Hatchet 3 is in reference to.
Is it for the guy you're talking about that did something else or whatever?
Oh, yeah. Let's see. David says the Hard Day's Night also has the Beatles as themselves. Yes, it does. Yeah. Lionel Richie was in the Commodores, but he's definitely most famous for being just himself.
That's my song. That's my song. Fuck you.
I like it.
Yeah.
I guess to go ahead and give a basic synopsis of this film, just so we don't get too out of control, and we'll talk about some of the things that we liked and didn't like about this movie afterwards. And yes, Ron, okay, I see what you mean there. B.J. McDonald directed Hatchet 3. So for the synopsis of this film, legendary rock band Foo Fighters move into an Encino mansion steeped in grisly rock and roll history to record their much anticipated 10th album. Was I the first person that when they were sitting there talking about being in Encino, were you thinking about Encino Man at all? Or
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
Wheezing the juice.
Thank you. All right. Oh man, because that was the first thing that came to my head.
Yep.
But, anyways, I guess let's go ahead and just talk about some of our basic thoughts about this film without being too spoilery. You know what I mean?
There might be a few little tiny spoilers.
There's got to be a couple.
There's a lot of.
We won't give it away, but we
won't give it away. Give it away now.
Wrong band.
Actually, funny, because I'm pretty sure the place they made.
Are you gonna try to sit there and act like they wrote that song?
I don't like the rest of it. I don't like the Chili Peppers, so it doesn't matter to me. But the place that this movie is made, the mansion, if I'm correct on this, I'm pretty sure it's the same mansion that a lot of bands, including Chili Peppers, doing Blood Sugar Sex Magic, recorded albums there, and it is apparently supposedly a haunted place.
Really?
Yeah, Slipknot did Iowa there. I think it was Iowa.
Well, I mean,
I mean, it looks like the exact same fucking place, and I'm pretty sure I have to go back and look. So don't quote me on that, but I think it is the same place. And yeah, fuck Chili Peppers.
I don't mind the Chili Peppers. I'll throw it out there.
I mean, it's cool.
There's so many worse people out there,
Like Anthony Kiedis. He's the worst one of that band. He likes 14-year-olds. Yep.
Porn stash Kiedis.
Yeah, fuck that guy. I hate that guy.
Well,
Anyway.
all right, fine. You may say that, but you're also talking about a band which might have one of the greatest bass players of all time.
You mean Promise? No, wrong band.
Oh, all right, I'm not gonna diss Les Claypool. He's amazing.
You can't diss Les Claypool.
No,
he's an alien.
No. But tell me right now, Flea's not a badass motherfucker on that bass.
No, Flea's amazing. No,
Yeah.
Flea and Chad Smith are two of the greatest rhythm sections in a band. Unfortunately, that band is Chili Peppers.
Still, I bet there's still songs that you sing.
John Visconti, whatever the fuck his name is. He's a badass. Yeah, he's a badass.
Is he still in the band?
Him. No, he's back in it now.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
Whatever. Them bills got to be paid somehow.
Yeah. Gas is expensive everywhere.
Fuck yeah, it is.
It ended up equaling out one of these days, man. It will.
God, we're talking way too much about Chili Peppers. Go on, sorry.
It is. It is. You know, I'll go ahead and start.
Sorry, I
I
had to
will
break that.
start and get this going. All right. So with this movie, I'm not even going to lie to you guys. I had an absolute blast watching it. By the
Yep.
way, well, let's give our ratings when we do our talk too. Um, it was a lot of fun. I mean, it was pretty simple. It was exactly what you would expect going into it as a horror comedy, haunted house kind of film, and it's really kind of like I'll be honest, like it wasn't anything spectacular as far as the storyline or the plot goes, but the fact that David Grohl thought of this kind of surprised me a little bit because like he's a good musician. He knows how to play guitar. He could drum like a motherfucker. He could sing. He could write like crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But seeing a whole different side of him doing something like this, I
It's
thought
great.
was just fascinating. You know, it kind of showed that hey, this guy does have just a little bit more intelligence than we actually thought. And I'm not trying to say he was stupid, but I'm just saying.
I love Dave Grohl first and foremost. So
I do too. I do too. So it was just a fun watch for me, though. I mean, the effects in this film are, you know, for being a kind of cheesier horror comedy movie, it's exactly what you expect. You're
it's
not
very
getting, like,
Evil Dead in a lot of ways.
yeah, Evil Dead with a more CGI aspect,
Yeah.
if you will.
Yeah,
You know
but
what I
done
mean?
really well. Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely done well. There's some really funny parts in this movie. Um, I went into watching this movie thinking it was going to definitely because with a horror comedy, it's there's a very thin line you got there, especially when you're advertising yourself as a horror comedy. It's like, is this going to be more horror? Is this going to be more, you know, comedy? And this right here,
You know it's going to be more comedy.
well, this right here, I think rides the line pretty well, though. I mean,
A lot better than I thought it would.
you know, I went into it expecting it to kind of like all kind of flop into the comedy with like a little bit of like a horror aesthetic to it, but it definitely stayed on that line a bit more than I expected.
Yeah.
You know, like I said, the gore and everything is great. The song that was in it, I mean,
Doomy as fuck, man. That was great. That was like some great stoner metal.
yeah. I mean, it was just all around a fun flick, dude. I mean, the death scenes were really fucking well thought out.
Realistic. Very
Yeah.
realistic.
Without getting any spoilers, the twist at the end, I did not see coming.
Oh, really?
Did you?
Kind of.
Really? You saw those people being in charge of everything from the
Yes.
beginning?
I had
I'm gonna call bullshit.
no, listen to me. When it happened, it just made perfect sense. It didn't shock me.
Well, no, it like all right. Look,
I already knew that when it came down to those certain people, like from the beginning of the movie, I knew it was going to come back being. It was
all
going
right,
to be
well,
something
like all right. Look, when it happened, it did not shock me either. But the fact that it happened in general,
that was great.
but that was the part that I didn't see coming. Like I kind of expected it to end a little bit before then, and kind of like
Right? Yeah.
you know. So that whole part I did not see coming. Once
Yeah.
it happened, no, I was not shocked. It made perfect sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
But Dave or not Dave, Ron. Dave is also behind the documentary
Sound City.
and the HBO series Sonic Highways. So making video content isn't that new to him. No, it might not be new to him to make video content. I mean, you know, look at the guy's music videos and stuff that he's been.
Well, I mean, he was also. I mean, he's definitely shown that he can do documentaries and he can do weird ass films. I mean, he was the devil.
Yeah, but this is definitely him touching into a whole new territory.
Oh yeah,
You know? And
I loved it.
Let's be honest. Like, who would have thought David Grohl would be into horror movies to begin
Well,
with?
after Pick of Destiny, he was the devil, wasn't he?
Well,
That's what
he
I
was
said,
the
yeah.
drummer with
Yeah,
Tenacious D.
Yeah, I never saw him, you know, predicted him doing a horror flick.
Yeah,
But
that's what I'm saying.
I'm saying
Yeah.
that it doesn't surprise me that he does it. I mean, I wouldn't surprise he does it again, you know, if he'd do it again.
Well, from looking at some of the box office reports, I don't think he's going to do it again.
I don't know, man. I see this being one of those movies that people end up really loving. Like at first, it may not do that great, but it's going to be. I would love to see it be like one of those things, like a Foo Fighters in another movie. Like, you know how like Kiss did like the Phantoms, whatever the fuck it was. Like they have this one, and they have another one where it's Foo Fighters in another situation, whatever. Like, you know, until it like gets too bad.
Opening weekend, this movie made like 1.5 million.
Yeah.
So I mean, it didn't do like horrible, but I mean, it could have done much better for it to get like any kind of sequel or anything of this.
Oh, I'm not saying a sequel.
Probably.
There's really can't be a sequel.
Well, you know what I mean, though. Like, it just have any
Studio 777, The Return of Striper.
Right.
Oh,
As for a total for this movie, though, like I would still say it's a solid 7. It's a fun movie. Like I wouldn't say like it's a highbrow film by any means. I wouldn't say it's a high. Like you know like when I'm trying to think of a movie that's like a 10, I mean we're talking about like Evil Dead 2, stuff like that. I mean
The Exorcist.
Well, I would say The Exorcist for me is even a little bit lower than that.
What?
Like
that's a whole nother podcast. Okay.
It really is. But if I had to grade The Exorcist right now, I'd give it like an 8.5.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say lower than a 7.
No.
Oh,
okay.
No, but like this movie, I still think is like a solid 7. Like a horror comedy it's hard for it to get a higher rating than that for me. Like no matter how good it really is, it's just like it's never gonna be like that perfect kind of thing for me. Because me personally, like
Army of Darkness.
I love a horror comedy. Do not get me wrong, but like. I want some really dark shit when I watch a horror film.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it to me like a perfect 10 is gonna be really fucked up. But that's me. Anyways, Chente, why don't you go ahead and kick it off next, man?
All right, man. I saw this movie on my buddy got it downloaded on his server, and I was saying, dude, and I've listened to some Sirius XM with Dave Grohl talking about it. So, and it got me curious. I was like, well, what the fuck's this guy doing? Writing movies now, and directing movies, or not directing, but starring in films. So I had to check it out, and with the title Studio 666, fucking intrigued me. So within the first 5 minutes, I was like,
that
fuck
music
yeah.
aspect.
What's that?
Yeah, it's that music aspect because you're a drummer like I am.
Yeah, with the musicians, I was like, all right, I ticket sold, I'll buy it. And then the first 5 minutes is when I text JB. I was like, dude, I want to be on this show if you discuss this movie because, little spoiler from the first 5 minutes is this chick getting drugged through the studio and getting her head smashed in. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
But then, like you said, it turned comedy or, funny-esque, just kind of cheesy. And with the whole band, I think really the Foo Fighters should just stick to making albums and not making movies because they can't act.
They weren't horrible though. All right, go on.
No, they weren't. By the way,
they weren't horrible, but they didn't sell it really to me. It just seemed like kind of a shticky thing. It was just we're a band, we're making a movie. This is it.
It was like Scooby Doo, but it comes
I was
just
gonna say all that was missing was Velma, Daphne, and Scooby and Fred and Shaggy, and this movie would have been fucking complete. Because the whole time I was, the guy would have gotten away with it if it wasn't for you pesky kids. That's the whole. I was thinking that the whole fucking time.
They should have had somebody in there being like, I would have gotten away with it if it wasn't for that damn band.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly, and then. It had its moments, like when Kerry King, he had his incident, and then it was good, but it's not one that I would sit down and watch again because it's like Chuck said, it's pretty predictable after you've seen it once.
Yeah,
there's
not a lot of rewatchability in it.
It doesn't leave a lot. You won't catch anything new, so to speak.
It's funny as fuck, though.
It kinda.
I'll wait for my turn.
It kinda is. I mean, Dave does bring some comedic aspect, and
Pat Smear does too,
and Pat. You know,
It's hilarious. Sleeping on the counter.
Yeah, I didn't know what the fuck was going on there, and then fucking getting his Doritos chomped or stepped on by Dave, and you know,
Zoinks.
Chuck.
Jeez, kaboom. I'm losing my voice, so it doesn't sound nearly as good.
No, it sounds better. You sound more Shaggy-esque.
Yeah.
Thanks, Rob.
Zoinks.
Oh man.
But no, like I said, all it was missing was Scooby and the gang, because this did remind me of a Scooby-Doo movie.
Right. No, I can see that.
But a lot gorier. And like you said, the special effects, they were kind of B horror special effects.
Oh yeah, 100%.
But they're, I don't know what the budget they had to work with. I mean, they are the Foo Fighters. They could fucking, afford whatever, but
Well, I'm gonna tell you right now, their budget doesn't show that.
It doesn't?
No. Let's see. Oh yeah.
Oh.
Oh god.
250,000.
I don't know if this information's right, because if this information's right, it's just not good. I'm gonna double check it while you're talking.
Okay, but I'm just saying that it was a good in the musician's eyes, my eyes, Chuck's eyes, I'm sure. You got to see Dave fucking jam on the drums. You got to see him play guitar. You got to see him play piano. I mean, and sing. And I mean, he pretty much highlighted every fucking talent he has in this movie.
Yeah.
So, and then Lionel Richie's cameo is probably my favorite.
Yeah.
When he comes in, I'm gonna give a spoiler. Said, "That's my song, Dave. That's my fucking song."
It was perfect.
That was funny. That was fucking hilarious. Anybody out there wondering what I'm talking about, you got to fucking go check it out. I would give this movie.
I can't sing it all right now.
A 6.
6.
A 6. Yeah.
All right, that's fair.
A
So
little bit better than average, but not really that great of a movie.
Oh, I'm so hurt by this.
I'm sorry, Chuck.
I thought you were gonna love it just like I did, but apparently not.
I didn't love it, but I didn't hate it. Let me put it this way: my expectations of it were way higher than they should have been. But like you said, when you watched the new Halloween movie, you expected fucking way much more than you got, and it just didn't satisfy you.
You can't put this in the same category.
Well, I'm just saying the expectation wise.
Oh yeah. No, I get that. Yeah. It was everything I figured it would be.
No, I don't know. I did like the song at the end. That fucking kicked ass.
Right.
But the thing is, they were supposed to write an album, not just one song.
You're right. You're right there.
You ever heard "Dope Smoker" by Sleep?
No.
It's an hour-long song.
Oh, well, shit.
And my band's first release was a 40-minute long song on track.
Right. It was only about 14 bars, but he just put it on a loop.
I mean, if you've ever heard Doom, you kind of know it's just kind of how it goes.
Yeah, you just play and you play and you play. But the thing is, the way Dave was describing it, he's like, oh, this could be a double. This could be a triple. He had this big inspiration after, shit went down, and we get one song. So,
if it really went into it more, it probably would have been like, for me, if it's something that long, if he's want to do something like that, I would have just had one big ass song, 3 albums worth.
Just chop
it up in different tracks. It's a story.
Yeah, kind of like The Wall.
Yeah,
not
but better
one song, but it's it could be one long fucking song.
Yeah, just not depressing.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
So yeah, I give it a 6.
Well, I mean, it's still not horrible. What about you, Chuck? Where would you throw this one at?
Okay, so it's been pretty apparent that I can't wait to talk about this movie.
Really? You've interrupted every single person.
I'm sorry.
Be prepared to be interrupted.
All right, first off, when it comes down to this movie, when I first...
It was pretty good, though, wasn't it?
Yeah. Everybody here liked it, right?
Yeah, I liked it, but I didn't love it, and I didn't
You're
hate
welcome,
it.
Rob.
Well, my thing is, when I first heard this was a thing, um,
Ron says that Dave just released an EP as a fictional band from the movie.
yeah,
But it
band
wasn't
from
a
the
fictional band.
It was the
Yeah,
Foo
it,
Fighters.
it was
It
the Foo
was the
Fighters,
Foo Fighters, yeah.
but they went on as a different name though. That's the whole thing. Because it's like a thrash album,
Right.
so it's like not anything that the Foo Fighters would be able to put their name on, and people would actually
to
get
be
it.
fair, the Foo Fighters didn't even do all the music in the
Didn't
soundtrack.
John Carpenter write some of the music?
Yeah, he
Yeah,
did
Yeah.
the Studio 666 theme.
The theme,
John
yeah.
and Cody Carpenter with Daniel Davies.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That was
Yeah.
part of the interview I heard on Sirius with Dave, was that John Carpenter actually wrote the music, and I was like, well, fuck.
And Pray, the song Pray in this was done by Gujira.
Yeah,
You know,
Yep.
and, of course, there's some Slayer, some Motorhead in this. Don't get me wrong, there is a lot of Foo Fighters, but I mean, there's a huge chunk of bands that were actually part of this. Oh, he says no, the band that they found the recordings of.
Oh,
All
okay,
right.
okay.
All right, well,
Gotcha, Ron.
gotcha. That's fair.
no, I really did enjoy this movie though. I like I said a minute ago before we got off track again. I found out that Foo Fighters were doing a movie, and it was going to be like a horror comedy. I was like, oh, that's interesting. When the trailer came out, and when I saw the trailer, immediately I was like, I have to see this fucking movie. I have to see this fucking movie.
I never saw the trailer.
Oh, you didn't?
No.
It sucked me in immediately because there's in the trailer it shows you that there's gore. It shows you that it's kind of a haunted house story in a weird way, and it shows you that it's funny. And I was sucked in immediately. So when I was able to watch this movie, I was like a kid in a candy store. I was like, I couldn't wait because like Dave Grohl is one of my favorite musicians. I don't like everything the Foo Fighters put out, but I have utmost respect for that band, and I like a lot of their stuff. And Dave Grohl, being the songwriter that he is, the musician that he is, and just the person that he is, I couldn't wait to see it. And from the beginning, with the girl being dragged through, and you see all the stuff that happened at the studio, at this mansion or whatever,
Right.
with the last band. And then you go like you said, it goes right into like this comedy thing where they're at the recording office or whatever the fuck. They're talking to what's his name, and they're being bitched at, and it's just like, okay, this is gonna be. I already know what kind of movie this is gonna be. It's exactly what I thought it was gonna be. It's gonna be okay. Bunch
Give
of
us a
fucking
zoinks.
musicians.
Give us a zoinks. Give
Zoinks.
us a zoinks. Yeah, that's what it's going to
do
be.
it. Zoinks. I can't do it as good.
I still think Jeff Garland in this is fucking hilarious, though. I mean,
that's the dude that's the record dude, right?
Record guy.
yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, no, he is hilarious in this. Because who was he talking about? Elton John or whatever, or Sting? Yeah, that's what it was. He's like Sting produces albums, not piles of shit or whatever the fuck. And like he anything that guy's in is fucking hilarious. He's always a good one to watch. Although it's fucked up that he looks so much like Weinstein. That's a whole other story.
I was going to say,
his best thing though, and it's that Curb Your Enthusiasm. So he does it Larry David. It's fucking hilarious.
And it's one of those shows I need to go back and watch. But
It's worth a lot.
But as a metalhead, as a musician, this movie really that's why I thought like both of you, because all three of us are musicians, and I was thinking, okay,
I liked it. Nobody here said they hated it. You're acting like
no,
they hated it.
that's what I'm saying. No, like because anytime there's a movie that involves music as like a main thing, like I'm sucked in immediately.
Okay, name another one. Just curious.
Deathgasm.
Okay.
Uncle.
That movie was not good. It was
Deathgasm?
It was not like a good movie.
It's fun.
It's a fun movie, but it's like
The Black
Okay.
Roses.
Black Roses.
You seen that one, Chuck? There you go.
Yeah, it was on Joe Bob a few months back.
There's a lot of bad music movies.
Yeah, of course. And they don't have to be good ones, but I mean, they'd be fun though. And that's the thing about Studio 606 is like I knew that it was gonna be a fun movie. I wasn't gonna take it serious. And it was
You like
Foo
it more or
Fighters.
less than Sweeney Todd.
I don't like. That's a good. Honestly, man, I do like Sweeney Todd. I hate musicals, but
the
I
original
like.
or the remake?
Oh, well, the one with Johnny Depp, obviously.
Sorry.
But I love this one though. I thought it was great. And when it actually shows Dave Grohl finding this music, and I hear the kind of music it is, I'm like, I'm not shocked. It's doom metal. Like it's complete stoner metal, doom metal, sludgy, whatever. And it was awesome. I was over here fucking grooving that shit, Being a Slayer fan, seeing Kerry King in it, especially where Dave Grohl's behind the drums and he's making
him adjust the snare.
He keeps making him like, yeah. And he's like, no, I'm going to take you back a little bit. And Kerry King's like, whatever, Dave. Like, whatever, dude. And like, it's just great because like Kerry King, he's the kind of guy that like I wouldn't imagine him being in this kind of movie.
He's not the kind of guy I'd imagine ever being a roadie or setting up equipment.
No,
that's what surprised me. I was like, what?
No, well, because I mean, Dave Grohl, he's friends with like fucking everybody. Like Dave Grohl's a metalhead. Yeah. He's a metalhead.
Well, look how long he's been a headlining musician.
I mean, but he played guitar at the very infamous Dime Bash a few years back.
Not even that, but like what? He was headlining back with Nirvana.
When he was like 20 years old.
And like what? We're talking early 90s. So we're talking of this guy being a huge mainstay of rock and roll music for over 30 fucking years. If the dude doesn't know everybody by now, there's something seriously fucking wrong with him.
It is true. It is true.
Yep. Good point.
Like if anybody is anybody, he's probably friends with them.
I mean, I you know what the thing is, Lemmy gave Dave the okay, therefore I give Dave the okay.
Well, but I gave Dave the okay too, and that should have been good enough for you, Chuckles.
Well, but anyway, I'll finish up my little thing here. The death scenes, there's some good ones. Symbol through the face, that was fucking beautiful. I mean, that was Dave Grohl, man. Like he pulls off a demonic character so well.
Yeah, he did. He
did. Yeah.
Just the way he looked at the other bandmates and just
when he lunges at Pat Smear.
Yeah.
Like he lunges at him and Pat Smear's like, oh, see, and that's the other thing that was what's going on.
One of the coolest scenes in that film, though, for real. Like it's a little spoilery. I'm just gonna go ahead and throw it out there. So if you haven't seen it, whatever, here's your chance. All right, that was enough time. I mean, watching that motherfucker eat ribs.
Yeah,
the greatest thing I've ever seen. I loved it. It was great.
Well, I love how he's sitting there, like when they first get the food and they're all sitting there eating, and his food's raw. He's like, "I like to eat mine raw." Yeah, it's so good that way. And they're all just like, "What the fuck?" And I love how they find the dead body of the dude, and he's sitting there eating at the table. And all the guys are like, he's eating. Let's go figure out what's going on." Like, I don't know. There's so much about this fucking movie that I love. I just thought it was great. And the fact that, like, we talk about John Carpenter being in it. Like, when I saw John Carpenter come up on screen, I was like, because I saw his name at the beginning of it. And I was kind of like, all right. And then I see him in the movie, and I'm just like, yes, that's fucking badass. John Carpenter is the best. Still kicking ass.
Yeah, I can't argue that. That's for sure.
But I would probably, honestly... I'm gonna give this one like 8.5, and only because I knew. Listen to me. I knew what it was going into it. It's a rock film. It's a band being goofy with some crazy shit going on. There's gonna be some gore. I'm not gonna take it seriously. but I'm gonna have a good time with it, and it exceeded that completely. Like, I mean, I liked it so much that I could not wait to watch it again before we had this episode. Like,
And I bet you did.
yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I also got to mention that there's one scene, and I don't know why it gets me, but I think it's the reaction of everybody else in the band. But like when the neighbor is telling them about like, oh well, Dave, like this is what happened with the other guy and all this stuff. And yeah, and
crack me the fuck up.
well, when she's talking to all of them, and she's like, well, I guess I could just like suck it out the old fashioned way. And she gets on her knees like, no, come on, what are you doing? Like,
right.
And it's like, I don't know, like there's that, and Pat Smear was like fucking hilarious in that fucking movie. There's something about how he acts in it, like it's just great. But also the funny thing is though is Dave Grohl and the band itself, but Dave Grohl especially he parodies himself, because of the whole like he's sitting in the drum set. And Karen Key's having to change the setting, and he's trying to move it and all that stuff. And he kind of has that. It's showing him being like, "Oh, I'm a rock star." Like when he flips side of Pat Smear, and he's like, "I'm a rock star." Like like I have valet park anywhere for life, like and all that shit. It's funny because he's totally joking around about himself, but at the same point though, it also shows that there are lead singers out there that have certain mentalities that Dave Grohl shows in this.
Well, he
movie.
doesn't have the ego.
No, the bad thing is
No, he does not.
He's a down to earth person.
Exactly.
Yeah,
but he I don't know. I used to be kind of an egotistical lead singer back in the day with some other bands, and I feel like I was called out in certain moments.
I believe you.
It's a good thing that none of my current band member or ex band members watch this. Thanks for the support, guys.
Right? It's so sweet of you guys.
It's humbling. It's humbling when you get called out.
Well, it can be.
Yeah. Well, it should be.
It all depends. I've been called out a few times, almost ruined my life.
Anyway. I give it a solid 7 bags of popcorn, and I think that's fair. I think that's fair. You know what I mean? Like it's not by any means like an amazing picture, and it's a good movie. It's worth a watch, but it's like it's a hard one to give a super high rating to.
So I think it's fun though. I think it brings back like the fun. In this kind of movies, it's not supposed to be serious.
Well, after the first 5 minutes, that opening scene, I thought it was going to be serious.
Really?
I thought it was going to be.
I thought it was going to be a little bit more serious than it was.
Yeah,
I wasn't expecting it to be like super fucking experience, super, but
not super fucked up, but that first scene, I was like, holy shit. What are we gonna start watching? And then it started getting funny, like slapstick funny. I was like, well, okay,
right,
okay, I guess
it was still a fun watch, though.
I honestly thought the fucking the manager or the record guy was gonna be the guy that they're gonna pull the mask off the monster at the end and be like, oh, it was him the whole time.
Oh, he's too big.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying that it just gave me that impression. As like, he was behind it the whole time. Well, I got the perfect place for you guys to record.
They also made it pretty obvious that like something was going on with him and the chick that shows him the realtor. Like you already kind of got that feeling, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
right. But hey, we don't want to spoil the shit out of this movie. We really want everyone out there to go check this out. If you do, go check out our group channel and everything over there with Tales from the Podcast 221C. You can find all the links over at talesfromthepodcast.com. Tell us what you think about it. Give us your thoughts. Let us know what you think about this film. We thought it was a lot of fun. Did you? Chente, dude. Definitely want to give you a big thank you for showing up tonight, man. It's a great one.
Hell yeah.
Why don't you go ahead and tell everyone what's going on with you, man? I know you got a live show coming up here pretty soon, too.
Yeah, tomorrow night we have a mulligan because we had a band on the other night, and we tripped on our dicks. We couldn't get shit straight, man. I forgot to plug shit in. The cameras weren't working, and you know how it is.
You're supposed to drink after.
Oh,
After
dude,
you
I
get
was
going.
I was balls deep in my bottle before we even started.
I saw a little bit of it.
Yeah, and then the wife, she was supposed to have supper made, and then I was supposed to join them like 10 minutes early just to make sure audio was all good and everything was good. But we started it was fucked. I feel bad for the guys. They deserve better than us. But
Oh, come on now.
we're gonna try again tomorrow night. Happy Hour News Team. It's called Honeymoon is Over, and it has more than one reference. But yeah, check it out.
Awesome, man. Yeah, definitely. And I strongly suggest everyone check him out. I mean, Shanny does a killer job. That's for sure. Funny dude too.
We try. Fuck, man, we try. But yeah, I probably had a little bit too much to drink before we started, but nothing's gonna change.
You know, I gotta say, next to our podcast, I love the Happy Hour News team. We've had a long relationship so far.
Yes.
Yeah, we have. I'd say so. A good one too, though. You know.
Yeah. Well, shit, man. That's what we do. We connect, and even I don't know if you've ever met Chuck in person. I've never met either one of you guys, and I feel like we could all sit down and have drinks, jam some fucking tunes, and have a great fucking time.
Oh,
it would be the best circle jerk that we ever could imagine.
Right, and we got Mr. Chuckles McReach around. So I mean, like,
my dick would be in the dirt.
Situation.
So you're not gonna reach me. My dick's in the dirt.
The Chuckles, the McChuckles reach around. That sounds like a weird sex product.
That's a wrestling move.
But
there we go.
So we need to go ahead and wrap this up, guys. Get the fuck out of there. Let everyone get to their nights and everything. Before we do, Shanty, tell people where they can find you.
I'm right fucking here, fuckers. Find me. Happy Hour News Team. Google it.
He's on Facebook. He's everywhere. I mean, you can find him. And
I'm here once in a while too.
He is actually a little bit often. And just go ahead and throw this into the chat again. Check out our Kickstarter for Tales of Shock and Terror. We will fucking adore you. Donate $1. That's all I'm asking. If you want to get something, that's even cooler. But I mean, if you donate $1, that gives me a backer credit, and we just need to have more backers than Josh. I don't know. I hope Josh sees this and he's like, "You motherfuckers!" He's like, "No wonder why you keep getting so many backers. Everyone's just giving you $1."
Hey, $1's a dollar, man.
Every little bit counts. Every little bit counts.
Yeah,
Look,
for sure.
I know that you see those infomercials at night where you want to throw your money at it, but this is more important.
Rob says, that reminds me, I checked out that Lemon website. LOL. I am sorry.
Nice.
We are probably, I need to have like some kind of advisory warning that like you should not do anything that we say except donate $1 to the Kickstarter. You should probably do that.
But yeah, JB, I want to congratulate you and Chuck for goddamn going above and beyond what you even expected, because for your first comic book, first publish, this is badass, and I can't wait to get my slutty demon nun picture.
Oh yeah, you already got to see it, so I'm excited to see that too.
There's one thing I am disappointed in: the lack of cleavage on that bitch.
Well, I mean, you can only do so much. If you want to, I can give you Drew's information. You can be like, "Hey, can you add a little bit of cleavage to that bitch?"
Hey, you know what? We got to throw it out there with like too though, because I can't say it enough. Drew Moreland, she speaking of her, she did an amazing, fantastic job on this whole thing, kicking it old school, doing it by hand, painting it by hand, all that stuff. There's no one else there's no one else that I would have rather had on this.
It was totally an old school. The slides that I saw, it's totally old school comic book style, and that takes a lot of talent, patience, and fucking just motivation to do that kind of thing. And yeah, I give it up to Drew also. She's fucking amazing.
Yeah, she's become a sister. She's become our sister of the show, definitely.
Yeah, she's fucking kicked ass. That's for sure. There's no arguing that at all. And Rob says, "Congratulations to you fellas. Thank you." Thank you. Before we go ahead and drop out of here, though, this Sunday, check it out, guys. And like I said, we still got one spot left. Chuck says he's gonna get a hold of me.
I'll be there.
Sunday, 5 p.m. Eastern time.
Costs us
Or trivia.
$15 for the seat, but you only need the edge.
Oh, I love
You'll
it.
see Bro Crusher crushing 5,000.
All right,
Right.
Chuck, one shot. Let's do it before we go. Oh, fuck, we're already gone. Let's do it.
Or trivia, guys. That is not a shot. That is a fucking bottle. So with that being said, guys, thank you, Chente, so much. We love you guys. And check out the comic book. We greatly appreciate it. And
Fuck yeah, thank you.
that being said, the crypt is
Closed.
closed.